Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team video. Today I'm going over the details for the grand finale at New Mexico for the Games Workshop final for Kill Team. But before we get into things, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. Are you hyped for the finale? Like, what do you think of it and the format? And if you want, I've got a Discord you can check out in the episode description below, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. But yeah, today I am going over the Games Workshop grand finale at New Mexico for Kill Team. Now, this is an invite-only event. You had to have qualified for a golden ticket, which I am one of. And yeah, we've gotten flown out for free to New Mexico for a hotel to stay for free, which is like, I think, a 4-5-star hotel. And we're going to play the Kill Team final. Before we get any further, I do have to mention Warhammer. I've done an article on this as well, which is not as in-depth, but will cover similar formats. In fact, let's have a look at it right now. So here you can say in the article, we've mentioned several times now that Kill Team is huge in Spain. And so it's not a big surprise that the game's top 3 players are all Spaniards. Hold on. If we just look at the top 3 players in the world right now, according to ITC, well, I guess I'm Spanish now, according to Goonhammer's accurate reporting. So if we hold on just 1 second. Saludos y bienvenidos a otro video de Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team. Soy John y el mayor jugador del mundo. Ahora sigamos con el video y exquilimos coquimis hermanos y hermanas. Okay, yeah, we've done enough, right? You've seen Juan Rees, right? anyway, that was fun. But yeah, I'm going to go over the details of the event, the players, and the pairings. So let's get into it. So for this event, Games Workshop is using a unique format, well, at least for Warhammer. So this is an 8-person event, and it's seeded via ITC points. And basically, it's a double elimination tournament. So instead of having 3 rounds to find out the true winner, everyone's going to get a chance to play at least twice. And potentially, there could be 7 rounds. And even if you lose your first game, there is a chance, as long as you keep on winning, you could eventually win the tournament. So I'll pull up the brackets now. This is done by Goonhammer, so thank you for that, because I'm technically not allowed to show you the stuff I've seen, at least for now. So as you can see, you've got the pairings there, and I'll go over the players momentarily. But it's really cool to have a double elimination bracket. As someone who used to play a lot of fighting games, it's something that's really cool to see, as I thought it wouldn't really be like implementable for Warhammer. So this is going to be really neat. They've even apparently gotten Best Coast Pairings to design a unique pairing system for it. So we're probably going to get ITC points for it as well. It's going to be really cool. The downside is, well, you could turn up and only play 2 games. So if you lose your first 2 games, that's it. But it does have the chance of, as I said, if you lose your first game, there's a chance, as long as you keep on winning, you can still win. Now, another downside with the event is how the Warhammer community article about the grand finale at New Mexico doesn't even mention Kill Team. That's happening at the same time. And the sad thing is it won't be streamed. So they, for whatever reason, Games Workshop couldn't get a stream for it. Even like for Age of Sigmar and 40k, they're alternating streams. What I am allowed to do is record games and as much content as I can. So what I'm going to do is try and record games. Like if I'm in the final, obviously I'm going to record the final and stuff like that, and try and record stuff with the players to show you guys. Obviously I'm going to do like a full vlog on it, but it's a shame it's not being streamed. I don't know why they can't do 3 separate streams, one for 40k, one for Sigmar, and one for Kill Team. Or even, like, the worst thing is they've already said basically if 40k and Sigmar are decided in their final round without a bracket reset, they won't even show Kill Team. Even if Kill Team has the reset, it'll just go for like a Sigmar versus 40k game or something, which is really disappointing. But you know, at least they're doing it, because the Underworld one got cancelled. So it's really cool. We've got 8 Kill Team players from around the world. So now I'll go over the players. Now, this may look similar to Goonhammer, because it turns out they had the same idea as me and asked weirdly the exact same questions I did to the players, which is weird. Either I'm really predictable or they're psychic. But yeah, so it's going to look quite similar considering some players have already written for the Goonhammer article with their intros. But basically, I'm going to go everyone who submitted. So it was a voluntary thing. Obviously, I'm going to cover all the players I can, but I asked for a little bit more, and understandably, some people couldn't or didn't want to, which is their choice, it's fine. But as I said, to get into this New Mexico final, you need to have qualified via winning a golden ticket. So this is a golden ticket event. So, you know, it was basically all the US Opens as well as the London Grand Tournament, although technically no one from the London Grand Tournament qualified because the person who won first place couldn't make it. And I was in second place, already qualified. And I didn't want to pass it on to anyone else at the event. So one of the Spanish players, Carlos, who was ranked second in the world via ITC, was invited because he was second in the world in ITC, which is cool. I think that's cool. It's a good achievement. The only problem with that is Games Workshop never specified how important ITC points were going to be. And no one really took them seriously, pretty much. And now they've made them very important because it turns out if people can't make it, they'll now invite people based off of ITC points, which is cool. If they clarified at the start, I'm sure that would have changed how people attended events in terms of you'd probably see more people going to every event. But, you know, things aside, we've got 8 full players, and let me go over them in terms of ascending ITC score. So first up, we have Ace. His faction is using Hunterclade, which is going to be quite common because this event is a mixed event. So it's going to be 1 round open. The next round will be Into the Dark, then open, Into the Dark, alternating in that way. So Hunterclade are basically one of the best kill teams for that and are one of the best kill teams in the game. For his biography, he was born and raised in Madrid and made his first contact with Wargames via Kill Team for the last 2.5 years, where he started playing with his brother in the pandemic. In the last year, he has won several medium tournaments, as well as the biggest tournaments in Spain, including a lot of tournaments I don't want to mess their names up, some with more than 50 players, and of course he won LVO this year as well, which qualified him for the golden ticket. And he is now number 1 in the world with over 1,000 points, and all that thanks goes to a lot of his training and the huge kill team community in Madrid, and especially in Spain where he's located. His team MRQ3 is also the first position in ITC, and he also has Lazarus, the biggest Spanish-speaking podcast about Kill Team called Kill Team Mercenaries. And recently they have given him a space to write on Goonhammer, where he can share his experience and tactics for the whole community. And then for his likes, he likes spending time with the community, creating content, growing the game, have very intense games with interesting decisions and epic moments and good puzzles posed by his rival, having a space to share with his brother and being able to spend time with him, as well as his new MRQ3 family. He dislikes getting up early as he's not really a morning person and not having fun or entertaining games. The first part is sad because, you know, like me, we're flying in one day and then we've got our first round at 8 a.m. So we're going to be severely jet lagged. Next, we have Carlos. He is the second ranked player in the world. So he started playing Warhammer 40,000 around 1989 and played avidly until 2003. During that time, he played mostly every Games Workshop game released, with the exception of Man of War. After that, life got in the way until last year when he discovered the previous edition of Kill Team almost when it was over, just after Pariah Nexus released. The skirmish game, the low number of models and quick games brought him back into 40k, and when the second edition came for Kill Team, he fell in love with it and has been playing it non-stop since. 2022 has been a very hectic year. He's played in 34 tournaments so far, and he feels extremely lucky to be in an amazing community in Spain that has pushed him and challenged him so much, as well as nurtured him, including Ace, who is not only an incredible player, but a great friend. He likes the amount of incredible people he's gotten to meet thanks to Toy Soldiers, and dislikes Pathfinders. He really hates those pesky Tau. I know. I love them too. Then in third place, you have me. I mean, you know, Juan Rees here to represent Spain. No, there's a... Yeah, so I'm using Hunterclade. I qualified, obviously, at Nova, winning both the casual tournament and, you know, winning the championship over the Saturday, Sunday. And yeah, I'm playing for fun, as I always. I like practiced a little bit, but I'm using Hunterclade. I was going to use Pathfinders, and I was like, not with a mixed event, so I'm going to go Hunterclade. I've been playing them for a while. I actually used them at the London Grand Final last week. Yes, last week. And I won that, which is great. So I'm quite confident that I should do okay with my Hunterclade, but I'm mainly going there for fun. It's going to be a cool experience. As I said, I never expected to go there. Like, I'm now ranked 3 in the world. It's crazy. There's jacuzzis there, horse riding, potential golf courses, massages. Really good. And that's going to be good as well. Then for number 4, we have the Chris Backy. So he is actually using the Blooded Kill Team, and he qualified with the Seattle Open using the Novitiates. So his biography: Chris has been playing Kill Team since 2020, a veteran of miniature war games. He has played Battlefield Gothic, War Machine, and X-Wing on and off throughout his life. Chris started out Kill Team 21 playing Veteran Guardsman until switching to Novitiates in early 2022 and landing on Blooded later on the year. He's the founding member of BATS, his local game squad, and travels across the US to compete in events. He likes 3D modeling, black coffee, IPAs, Mexican food, cats, as well as buffalo wings, and hates road trips, riddles, and peanuts. He is going to be so cool. He was the TO for Nova. Like, it's going to be so awesome. Can't wait. Now for number 5, we've covered the top 4 in ITC. Now we're jumping a bit. So now we've got Travis. He is using Pathfinders, and he won the Chicago Open to get his golden ticket, and he actually won it using Hunterclade. So for his bio, he's been interested in Warhammer since 4th edition, where he regularly got waxed by Necrons as Tau. Fast forward through the years of competing in Magic the Gathering, and he's landed here in Kill Team. Skirmish games have always been his preference, especially with the big win at the Kill Team Open. Since then, he's put on most of his effort into starting up his local scene and runs a monthly tournament out of the Brooklyn Strategist, culminating in the recent New York Open for Kill Team. He likes competitive games and people who put their passion into their works, and he's looking forward to the most competitive games yet. He hates none. It's too much work to be a hater. Now, interesting thing, Travis was like contemplating running Crew, like Fast Talker Kinband, but thankfully me and his other friends managed to thankfully talk him out of using the Fast Talker Kinband. So he's using Pathfinders. I told him to use Hunterclade, but he said he didn't want to play with the mirrors because he thought there was going to be a lot of Hunterclade. And it turns out he was right. There's a lot of Hunterclade at this event. But yeah, Travis is a really good player, and so it's going to be interesting to see how he does as well. At number 6, we've got Orion. So I know he does a lot of work for the Kill Team Open. He's told me he's their cook, and he cooks, apparently he cooks really well. Like, it sounded really good. I mean, if you're going to the Kill Team Open, you're going to be fed well, and if you're not, you should go because it's going to be a culinary experience. So he won at the Kansas Open, I believe 2 or 3 weeks ago, using the Galapox Infected. He's a really good player. He was actually playing Warp Coven before, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does. And he's a really good player, and yeah, it should be fun. He's running one of the unique kill teams at the event, the Galapox Infected. Fun fact, he was the most anxious about the list submission deadline we had. You know, the Galapox Infected roster can be really complex, and it took him a while to figure out what he wanted to run in the end. But there you go, there's Orion, one of your other American players. And then for 7th place, we have Adrian Martin. He using Hunterclade as well, and his qualifying event was Adepticon. So his bio, he was born in Madrid in 1982. He has been passionate about war games since he was 13. He started out playing Warhammer Fantasy and tried almost all Games Workshop games. In 2018, he moved to Washington, D.C. in search of a new experience and adventures, and he's lived there ever since. 2022 has been an incredible year in terms of tournaments. He has participated in LVO, Adepticon, Nova, and now this great event in Santa Ana. He also, in his club Victory Gamers, he organizes monthly tournaments. So if you live in the DMV area, you can find them and join them. They have a really nice community. For his likes, his favorite part of the hobby is kit bashing, maybe even more than playing. He has an army of demons full of conversions that would make the Dark Mechanicum proud. And he invites anyone who wants to see it on his Instagram, which I'll link in the episode description. He doesn't hate anything particular within this world. This is a dice and miniatures game. What could be wrong with that? Yeah, Adrian's actually a really good player. It's one of the many players I've played already. I played him at Nova. He's a really cool guy. So really good player as well. I actually didn't realize he qualified. So that was a surprise for me as well. And then finally we have Kellen using Novitiates. He qualified at one of the first US Opens for the year, or bit earlier. I can't remember. I don't know exactly when. I'm afraid I don't have that information to hand. And he's using Novitiates. So apparently he's been practicing Novitiates for a long time, sticking with them, and it should be interesting. It's once again another unique faction, and he is your 4th American player. So out of 8 players, you got 4 Americans, and Kellen is your last guy. Well, if you're an American viewer, of course. So now you've met the players, I'll quickly go over the pairings. I'll bring up the brackets again. So these have been ranked in terms of ITC points. So the highest have been matched with the lowest and vice versa. So it's seeded based on your ITC points. Because this event is running at the same time as 40K and Sigma in the same room, they have 4-hour rounds. So we have to have 4-hour rounds. And, some of the players have said, oh, we can knock that down to 2. But I'm like, no, we're going to enjoy that 4-hour time limit and play the slowest, most thorough games of Kill Team ever. But anyway, so number 1, you have Ace versus Kellen. So Ace is using Hunterclade on Novitiates. The first round is Loot and Salvage on basically Octarius. So interesting matchup here, but I would personally give Hunterclade the edge, although in the stats is about a 50-50 with that matchup. I think, even though Novitiates are quite solid, Hunterclade kind of heavily messed them up, and it's Ace, right? So you can kind of guess where that's going. Next, we've got Chris Backey versus Travis Cheng. Blooded versus Pathfinders on Loot and Salvage in open boards. I think I love both of these guys, and I don't want to say, they've from what I've heard, they've said it was like if round 1 was Into the Dark, they'd give Blooded the edge. If it's an open board, they give Pathfinders the edge. But it's going to be a really tight game. These guys have actually played 3 times before now, so I think it's 2-1 to Chris. So Chris has won twice against Travis, has only won once. So it's a real blood match here. It's going to be a close game. Both players are great, but out of all the round 1 pairings, that's probably the most heartbreaking to see. Then in the next bracket, we have Carlos versus Martin. So it's Breaches, so Imperial Navy Breaches versus Hunterclade again. So I don't know. So I've beaten Breaches as Hunterclade, but I hate it. It's a really frustrating matchup because, Hunterclade are very strong, but Breaches are also crazy strong as well. So I'm not sure who's going to win here. Obviously, if it's Into the Dark, Breaches have the edge. But if it's open board, I'd say Hunterclade have the edge. But is Loot and Salvage? It's going to be really tough. I don't know. It's such a deadlock matchup. And then you have me using Hunterclade against Orion using Galapox Infected. So we actually played in Nova. So he was using Warp Coven versus my Pathfinders. And that's a very not good matchup, right? So this one is going to be quite interesting. Obviously, it really depends on the board. So if there's not much heavy or the objectives are quite in the open, Hunterclade are going to have the edge because I can just basically shoot apart the Nightmare Hulks before they get into combat and then deal with everything else. But it depends. I'm very happy it wasn't Into the Dark, because if it was Into the Dark round 1, I don't know, I wouldn't be too confident fighting Galapox on Into the Dark because you can't shoot them. But it's going to be a tough game either way. Orion's a really good player, and both our kill teams are really strong. So there are no easy matchups round 1, I would say. And could go either way. Remember, because this is double elimination, the moment, even if you lose your round 1, you still have the chance to play on, because there's going to be 5 rounds on day 1, and there will be 3 rounds on day 2, something like that, basically. So there's the potential of the person who loses round 1 and then wins all their other games, like playing 7 or 8 games over 2 days. It's going to be crazy. So it's not the end of the world if you lose round 1, but it's going to be a brutal tournament. So very interesting. So yeah, that's it for the Kill Team Grand Final in New Mexico overview. So that I've introduced the players. As I said, some of the bios were a little short because, you know, I mentioned why. And, you know, it's a bit of a downside. Games Workshop aren't properly promoting the event, instead leaving it to the content creators and community, which is good and bad, I guess. But overall, it's really great to see Kill Team standing side by side, Age of Sigmar and 40k at this major competitive event. You know, I guess like Games Workshop have treated us really well, and you know, obviously I'll be recording the full event as much as I can. But it's going to be cool. I can't wait to meet the other people. It's going to be so good to see a lot of them, as I've already seen them before. It's just going to be really fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Like, as I said, obviously winning would be nice, but I'm going there for the experience. It's basically a free holiday for me. But it's so hype. Like, I still can't believe, like, if you told me, was it 18 months ago, basically, when I started playing Kill Team, that eventually I could win a ticket to where Games Workshop would fly me and 7 other people for free to this hotel to stay for free and play Warhammer, I would have called you insane. But here we are, you know. But I hope this is interesting. As I said, it's not like, the reason I made this video is to boost the awareness of this final, to show that, you know, Kill Team is doing really well, and we've got 8 really good players. Like, if you've watched this far, please check out the other players as much as you can. You know, like Chris Backey helps do Kill Team stream, you know, so they like stream a lot of Kill Team events. And then, you know, like Travis runs the New York Open events and stuff with, you know, his Brooklyn Rats, as well as all the other guys I've mentioned. You know, you've even got Ryan with the Kill Team Open, and then like Martin with his local area as well, and all the Spanish people on their local scenes. So, you know, it's not just like, the coolest thing about this event is we've got people from around the world, and compared to 40k and Age of Sigmar, we actually do have the ranked 1 to 4 players in the game in the world playing at this tournament. So that's really cool as well. I hope you have enjoyed this video. That's pretty much it for me today. Please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this video. Are you hyped for the final? Let me know, who do you think is going to win the grand final at Games Workshop over the weekend. Obviously, please remember to send me your energy, because I'll be heavily jet lagged. And I'm going to explore the Walmart Supercenter. I don't know what a supercenter is, but that's what your Walmart is. I will try and survive. There's a Wendy's as well. And remember, I've got a Discord if you want to check out in the episode description below, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. So I'll quickly thank my patrons. So for my adepts of the crit, I have Samaru, Screech, Sam, NinjaLee83, Kenzie, John Thomas, Captain Murder, Dave, Daniel, Average Joe 27, and Adzik. And then for my veterans of the crit, I have Samja. So thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. Helps me improve my content. But yeah, I will be back jet lagged and maybe with prizes, I don't know, and a vlog. I'll be recording more stuff, me and my camera. Oh yeah, try and record some player interviews and stuff. As I said, Walmart, jacuzzis, horse riding, maybe golf. Check out Wendy's, heard some good things. Might visit the Breaking Bad statues, try and not get arrested. Apparently I could get locked up in Walmart overnight and get trapped in there, and they're being serious. Also, what is a supercenter? Why is the Walmart a supercenter? I don't understand. I'm from the UK. I don't know what any of that means. Until next time, please remember to send me all your energy. This is Juan Rees signing out. And remember, even in New Mexico, there's always a chance to win, as long as you can still roll a crit.